All right. Yeah, I haven't heard from George in a long time. Used to talk to him on 75 meters a lot. But I just started the live stream, so that's rolling. And hello, Pete, and everybody else, anybody else who's out there from W2BTK.
Yeah, well, very good on the live stream. It's really pretty good. I like the audio quality reproduction that goes on with that and all that electronic wizardry, spectrum analysis stuff. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, well, I'll certainly take a look at that later on. It's kind of distracting trying to look at it when you're actually transmitting, so thanks for that, Billy. It is pretty cool. I did like that last one, so I'll check out the...
Uh-oh. First trip out of the night. Well, you're coming in way better now than you were up on 10 meters, but that was probably mostly my antenna. 'Cause it's the same antenna I'm using right now.
Oh, I missed the beginning of what you said. I had a trip. Oh, no. But I think it was a voice peak trip, so maybe I need to reset my limiter, maybe? I don't know. But what did you say about 10 meters?
I said you're coming in better here than you were on 10 meters, but that was probably mostly due to me using this antenna up on 10 meters.
Well, I'm running more power than I have on 10 meters, for one, and I am running different antennas. So with the fact that we were working it all on 10 meters is on the antennas that we were using. Nothing about there.
Yeah, and of course there you go into a nice long little fade there, but the band usually gets good down here about the time I have to go to bed. Go figure. But I wonder if George is still out there. I definitely heard him out there. I forget it, the prefix. It's HJK. I won't forget that. You still out there, George?
Yes, I am. How copy now? Over.
I hear you great, man. I hear you well. Pete, can you hear George out there?
Yes, I can now hear George currently. Hello, George. AA3RE, the name is Pete. Papa Echo, Tango Echo.
Okay, hi, Pete. I have you called Alpha Kilo 3 Romeo. I'm not copying very well, but am I close?
Well, you got one letter right, so that's a start. America 3 Romeo Echo. AA3RE, over. Stop transmitting. The QSB right now is kind of bad. I don't know where you're located or what your station's like or anything like that, or maybe it's just the path between us isn't currently great, but I hear you and then I kind of lost you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't have a great copy of anybody here, but I guess maybe it's kind of too soon. We got to wait a little bit, though. Maybe conditions will improve. So I'll stand by. And good evening to all of you. Great to hear all of you here on AM 160. Go.
Yeah, George, I'm hearing you really well. There's the occasional QSB on you and Pete, so the band is a little crappy, but you're coming in well. And I'm doing one of those live stream things to YouTube, so you're on the recording there.
Copy that because I have a very strong repeating static that seems to interfere perfectly with our QSOs. So let me stand by and see if the conditions are going to improve.
All right, yeah, no problem, no problem. You're still coming in well here, but I know we got that rolling QSB going on. It's a pain in the butt. It's a little too early. W2 BTK on 160.
Where's George located at there?
Hey, George, what's your location again? I don't think he can hear me that well. Oh well, but I forget. This is WB2HJK, I think is his call. You can look him up on Q Argument Z.
Is that Whiskey Bravo 2?
He got rid of the B.
Kilowatt? Is that what you said?
Oh, Dave said he got rid of the B, so it's W2HJK now, I think.
Tell him the town again, George. There you go, Long Island City. Long Island City. Yeah, if I remember right, he always had some kind of really difficult to feed power to antenna situation going on there, and he's making it work. So just getting out at all is a challenge from what I remember. Anyway, good evening. W2 very weak.
Yeah, this is challenging, but it's fun. Hello, Dave.
Yo. Yeah. Hey, you know your live stream repeats itself if you run it out. If you run out the clock, it starts over again.
Oh, really? Like if you're... Wait, I don't understand.
Well, it's, what was it, 28 minutes long, something like that? Well, if you don't do anything and you just play it, and you walk away from it, and you go out in the woods to throw out some stuff you wanted to throw in the woods, it starts over again.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool for, like, video metrics and stuff. Not that that matters to me. But, yeah, that's probably what all these big channels do that, like, YouTube actually sends them money. They probably just, like, have farms of computers playing their stuff.
We got our own computer farm for live streaming amateur radio live, and we don't even know what it is.
There's people that make some serious bucks off of YouTube videos and, you know, streaming, I guess, but it's some people do that as their job. I don't think there's enough interest in ham radio for any of this stuff to go crazy viral, but I think there is good interest in hearing AM activity. There's a couple people chatting away on the live stream chat. It's people I recognize.
You're gonna make me put a computer.
It's not a bad idea to have a decent computer.
I got a Macintosh G5. How's that?
Well, you might be able to do something with it, but internet stuff, I don't know.
I'll hook up my IBM 8088.
I'll see you and raise you a Commodore 64. I got one of them too.
Okay, and I'll see your Commodore 64 and raise you one TRS-80.
I think the TRS-80's newer. Maybe not. TRS-80 is the first computer I ever put my fingers on.
It's not like...
There's on a neighbor friend in the... This is, we're talking like, what, 77, 78, maybe somewhere around there? Really smart kid. He went to the Hill School. I wasn't smart enough for the Hill School, but he went to the Hill School, and he had one, and I was blown away by it. He's sitting there writing code to play games. I'm like, you gotta put all that in there just to play a game?
I could hear you saying that.
I've got it's not the oldest IBM, but I got an IBM XT over here with everything, the monitor, keyboard, obviously no mouse, and some discs with some stuff on it, like early word processing thing, I don't know, or BASIC, yeah, that's what it was, BASIC. It's got that, I don't know, there's like a whole bag of floppy disks, the big boy floppy disks.
If you have Leisure Suit Larry, you're my hero.
I know I used to play Donkey Driver on that computer, which was just like basically the little car goes down the 2-lane road and there's donkeys in the road and you can press space bar to change lanes.
Ooh. This band is not in great shape.
No, I was thinking the same thing. The band condition, there's not a lot of noise, but otherwise, it's still kind of terrible. And you're only a guess 9 here, and like Billy's like a 4.
Go ahead.
Yep. I hear you a little bit.
The 10 meters, though, 10 meters made up for it today. 10 meters was in pretty good shape.
Is that you out there, George?
George!
Yes, sir.
So why did you ditch the B?
I was just something a bit of a drag. Nothing.
Did you think it was cutting into your DX contacts or what?
Actually, yeah. By the time I did the B, of course, the way things are today, the speed they run, you know, everybody lost my signal. Propagation the way it is, and of course, I want to have a normal operation here. So yeah, on every second work. Over.
Yeah, well, right now, believe it or not, you're up with the other guys. Band is crazy.
I can't hear him at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm running over 1 million microwatts here, so that's why you hear me.
Well, you're doing beautifully. Great audio. By the way, I hope I got proper this time.
Yeah, your audio's good now. It was last time I talked to you on here, it was a little rough on the edges, but you fixed it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, believe it or not, it's been a setting that I never had before. So 160 meters on this radio obviously have strong peculiarities. Anyway, let me not hold it. The other guys are probably
Roger, W2 very weak. Go ahead, Pete.
Go ahead with what? I can tell he's there, but I really can't tell what he's saying at all. But it brings to mind, like, we're running the same antenna, essentially the same kind of tuner, and our antennas are reasonably at the same height, same length, blah, blah, blah. How come you can hear them so well and I can't?
Because you're there and I'm here, and in 10 minutes, it might be the reverse.
All right, well, if it's all propagational distance and the way it's going, all right, I'll buy that. Because otherwise, I might just have to, like, take explosives to my antenna or something.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I heard that, George. No, don't do that. So I guess you're hearing me okay.
His wife will do it for him.
Oh, yeah, she'll gladly push the...
Uh-oh. Tripping out.
He's not even doing drugs and he's tripping out.
No, I don't think I tripped out.
For clarification, you're talking about the amplifier tripping out.
Yes, his transmuter.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Well, actually, since my open wire feeders are nowhere near the house, she's actually okay with it. She hasn't said a word, so that means it's fine.
As I remember, she didn't really say that much last time.
Well, no, she didn't. She just took action.
Yeah, so what's different this time?
She hasn't taken action, so it must be okay. It's implied consent.
All right, implied consent. Okay. What is this? Wait a minute. Hello. There's a meter over in the corner that's moving. It's not hooked up to anything. I don't know what that's all about.
Typical one.
Maybe it's got a dissimilar metal diode.
Well, anyway, that was a blast before. Did you listen to the recording, Pete?
Not the 10-meter one, the last medium wave one, yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a blast, too, but the 10-meter one was pretty good, too.
No, I didn't get a chance. I've been kind of busy with stuff today. The Shelty's not doing so well, so it's sort of like hang out with him. He has, I don't know if he had a stroke or vestibular or something. Poor guy. He was shaking all over the place, couldn't stand up. And then when he did stand up, all he could do was make right turns. He's better now.
Yeah, poor guy. Well, I hope you're able to turn it around for him if possible.
He's the coolest dog ever, too. I'm gonna miss him when he goes, but well, he's a senior now. I think he's 12, 13, maybe 13.
Yeah, it only lasts so long.
I know, it's a shame they don't last longer, especially when you got a good one.
They outlast a lot of marriages.
Yeah, well, we've had our marriage actually outlast several sets of dogs, so I guess that's all to the good. But yeah, it was a rough day for him today.
Boo Boo the cat says hello.
Hello, Boo Boo.
Hello, Boo Boo the radio cat.
And by the way, Dave? Yeah, I heard you mentioned Macintosh. I use Macintosh as well. Are you using that computer for amateur radio too? Over?
No, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't put that computer anywhere near the internet. It hasn't been hooked up to the internet at all since 2012, and it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here comes that static again.
Maybe you have street lights going on.
I got one that pops on over here. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Looks
Pictures in LimeWire. I've got songs on there. You know, there's like 10,000 different songs. And I turn it on like once a year.
LimeWire.
What the comment was, but Yeah, I turn it on every day. Actually, I use it, but not for amateur radio. I don't have the luck of finding software compatible, and I'd like to do that. I'd like to decode some CW and also use it for logging, but I never got around to it yet. W2HJK.
Yeah, last time I did anything with a Mac for ham radio was packet radio with one of those PK232 modems. I can't remember which computer we used anymore. I think it was like OS 7 or something, though.
That sounds about right.
It's been a few years.
Last time I did packet radio, I had a tiny tracker and a 2-meter rig on the motorcycle when I was taking trips. That was kind of cool. So the wife could keep track of where I was at, and we could send text messages back and forth. That was kind of handy.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have. So, Billy, how long did it take you to change all the dial settings over to get on this band?
I don't know, like, maybe that doesn't take that long. It just like fine-tuning them after, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes on the Viking. Then you got to spend like 5 minutes on the tuner. Then you got to fire everything up, and then you got to, you got to tune the Viking into the untuned input of Big Blue, and not spend too long doing that. So you go over to Big Blue and make sure everything's cool. And to do that, I got to unplug my metering that goes out to operating position, plug in the meter above Big Blue, check it, dip it a little bit, like whatever I got to do. Not much. Then unhook the meter, plug in the metering, it's like this and that. And if I'm changing like antennas and doing stuff, it's even like a lot more. Probably like 20 minutes total to change frequencies. That's kind of absurd, but that's what I got. And it works, though. That's the thing. It works. W2BTK.
And Dave, you wonder why I like the KISS principle.
Yeah, but you're not using the KISS principle anymore. You can talk about it. You could try to convince us, but you got a lot of cables, wires, a lot of stuff going on there. You got a transmitter now that trips out every once in a while. You got 2 antennas on this band. Nah. The KISS principle's not being used there. Nope. W2VW.
Well, in comparison to Billy, it is the KISS principle. The hardest thing I got to do is turn on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
See?
7, 8. I got to turn on 8 switches and then just line up my antennas. It's a lot easier than what the heck he was just talking about.
Billy just makes it sound hard because he's a union guy.
Well, that doesn't even count all the electronics and the fact that my TR relay's sticking a little bit or something's sticking a little bit. Sometimes the scope is a little screwed up. When you first turn on the audio rack, you have to train the, I guess the AGC that it's crazy. You have to talk into it for like a minute or two. Then, something about the streaming software won't work. And by then you're on the air talking to somebody and trying to fix that same time. And, I do make it sound absurd, but there's a crap load of stuff going on here. My alarm is going off in my ear because I got to go take my pill. But like I said, it all works somehow. And I guess it's not that hard, but I'm probably the only person, besides maybe Dave, who could come in here and turn all this crap on.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock, Billy. W2VW. I said that.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk to him at straight up 7 o'clock. I remember that from the last time. AA3RE.
My clock says 23:01 because that's what I'm using for my log. Well, anyway, Billy, that was a blast, man. I can't imagine having more fun than finding out that your wire antenna works that well on 10 meters. And he's got the volume turned up. He's over there taking his peel. Anyway, let's see if I have a... Nope, I don't. I don't have a scope trace at all, so I guess I don't know what I'm doing.
So is that a peel, 2 peel, 3 peel, 4, 8 peel? I don't know. Yeah. So I'm going to probably tune up both my wire antennas for 10 meters tomorrow, so I'll have the beam, the 2 different wires, and maybe out of those 2 different wires, maybe one will be better than the beam. But I reserve the right to keep my doubts.
11111.
Yeah, well, okay, Pete. You're going to be texting me if you do that. And I know what you're going to tell me, but it's okay.
I mean, you know, my beam is height challenged. But at least I can point it in the direction I wanted to go. Who knows where the lobes on these wires are going to land?
And it's a tri-band.
That's one of the things that was so much fun about this morning. I had no idea what to expect, and I, did everything pretty quick, but I had no settings for the antenna at all. I had to figure all that out on the fly. I almost burped, but I remembered we were on 160 meters, and that's the gentleman's band, W2 BTK.
That's
been over with since Slop Bucket showed up on this band.
Like you didn't expect it to happen. My antenna, I could tune that here down in the shack actually quite easy, and I've used it on 10 and 11 before, fine, no problem. Is it great? No. Does it work? Oh yeah. But I don't know about the balance fed one with the homebrew tuner. I've never tuned that one up on 10, so I don't know how hard or how easy it's going to be, but I'll find out tomorrow morning.
Pete, do you have, are you monitoring your audio through a speaker while you're speaking into the mic? You got talkback over there?
No, I don't. Too much reverb? There we go. Is that better?
No, I swear I could have heard, just faintly, some feedback starting to roll in, you had a talkback and it was just starting to make, enough of a loop to,
Got a truck stop mic there.
No, I got headphones hooked up to my processor output, but they're far enough away from the mic and never interfered, and I wouldn't think it would interfere. It's far enough away and low enough level, but I suppose it's possible. But I do have a little reverb. I thought maybe that's what you're hearing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. My ears are playing tricks. I heard on 10 meters before, Dave had a bunch of it sounded like a short reverb, like a bathroom reverb, and it was tripping me out. And I couldn't hear it that well on the recording afterwards, but hey, you're not supposed to have echo mics on 160.
Oh, the mic isn't echo. It's not an echo mic at all. It's not to say there might not be a reverb oscillator or amplifier in the chain, but the echo mic is definitely... No, the mic is definitely not an echo mic. But, I've heard that on 10 meters. 10 meters is... You'll hear that. I've heard that on multiple stations where there's a couple of different paths or something, and the guy sounds like he's running reverb or has echo going on, but the signal's actually taking a couple different paths and coming in at different times without canceling each other.
Yeah, I didn't hear that in the recording here, Billy, but then I didn't know exactly where to listen. I thought I listened pretty, I was paying enough attention to it, I thought I would have heard it, but maybe I missed it. I don't know. Or maybe it was you.
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely there, though. It might have been something to do with my stuff here, like I was assuming, but then you guys started talking about the paths. It's like, oh crap, who knows? You can scrutinize it later. I mean, this isn't exactly the best, like, way to record stuff, but it's, I don't know, it's up there. It's better than what most people got going on. I'm sure there's some kind of silliness to, you know, using this. I'm using OBS Studio to stream it to YouTube, and there's probably all kinds of weirdness going on. But then again, the 48 kilohertz sample rate and the audio bandwidth that we're paying attention to is so far within, what would it be, half of that? Yeah, Nyquist limit, set, or whatever. It should be just fine. And I don't even have, like, I'm not even all the way out. I think I can listen way far out as far as audio bandwidth. So I don't know, it's like not critical. I guess it's like taking way too many words to say it's like it's not critical. W2BTK.
See if you can get Pete to tell you you're not using DSP.
I am not touching that.
I am using so much DSP, it would make your head spin.
And again, he completely misunderstood what I was trying to say. But I'm not going to try and clarify it now because I'm just not.
If you guys want to submit this for arbitration, I'll be happy to rule on it.
Pete, I chose to have a 100% digital audio pad. It's after this microphone, it goes A to D, and that's it. With this setup, it goes back from D to A to feed the modulator, but some of my other setups, it never goes back to A. Like with the quadrature modulated setup, I'm into that. And having digital audio interconnects, like real balanced ones, AES, what am I running over? Like 96K, yeah, and all this stuff. Gets rid of all the audio, or the RF gremlins, man. Analog stuff is cool, like if you're making a Steely Dan album, but for doing this audio, communication-ish audio, no music, with a lot of RF involved, balanced digital interconnects is the way to go, baby, and DSP.
Well, as you know, I am using DSP in my transmit audio chain, but you may not know I'm also using audio DSP in my receiver chain.
Maybe that's why you can't hear George.
No, that's the only thing that makes me be able to hear George. Without it, everybody was lost in the noise.
Say something, George.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, you guys sound great as time goes by. Bander's improving, so I'm sure you get a better copy of me. But as far as audio chain stuff, linked to the 765 ICOM with an ICOM D104 and the amplifier. Nothing fancy here. Good.
You don't need nothing fancy.
Yeah, I heard you, George. I heard everything you said. Because I have audio DSP on my NC300 National Radio Receiver.
I told you it would change.
What happened?
You guys are eons ahead of me, technically. I'm very bare bones here.
Actually, we're not. We just sound like it.
You know how to talk a good game.
I got a whole stack of Cobra 29s in the other room.
I got a realistic Navajo sitting here with a blown final. I gotta change it.
Man, the old blown final, but you're not going to use one of those newfangled MOSFETs, right? You're just going to replace it with the regular. What would that have in it? The Cobra 29s have a 2078, because I can't forget that number. I'll never forget that number, 2078.
This is like way older than that. This is, I think, a 2SC 799. And I can tell you that I blew it up using a 3-diode ultramodulator on it.
Well, you know, then I'm sure that that final doesn't hold it against you, and, you know, basically was like a soldier, like willing to go into audio battle or modulation battle for you, and it just, you know, it happened like that, you know. But I doubt that the final will hold it against you if that's the way it went down.
What I learned was if you're going to externally modulate, see, that rig was so easy to externally modulate, you didn't even need to get a solder iron. The mod transformer, all the leads are flying, like they're all easily accessible, so you could just cut them with diagonal cutters to hook your external modulator up, and it's right in the right place. It modulates the driver and the final. But if you get greedy and you want to run more than 100% and you use your 3-diode ultramodulator, even with really good diodes like Schottkys that some people say you don't need, you have to cut the power in half or it'll blow up. So that's what I learned.
Yeah. See, I have some stuff where you don't have to cut the power in half, but you just won't get the peaks. And I learned that way. Your way is probably more exciting.
What you gotta do is you need to take a rig that has SSB capability that cuts the voltage way down on AM. And those, you've got enough dissipation in the final and the driver that you can get your 4 rats out of it at 200%.
Yeah. Well, I just like using this crap. And I learned that with the Harris. Like, it just doesn't want to do over a certain amount of watts peak. So if you want to do really stupid AM modulation, you just can't run a ton of carrier, you know?
Yeah, well, if you really wanted to, you could screwdriver that and make it do whatever the heck you want, but you probably don't want to do that. Like you said, you could just use Big Blue. Man, that would be so scary if you got on 10 meters with Big Blue. It does work there, of course. Well, I would be in fear for your Ballon.
Yeah, well, that Ballon I constructed with Big Blue in mind. So it's like, you can get magnet wire. You can get like certain gauges of magnet wire, right? Anywhere, anytime, this, that, the other thing. Well, I sourced like the highest temp magnet wire that I could find. Like, it was just super, super high temp magnet wire. And then I got Teflon tubing that fit pretty precisely around it. And I slid the magnet wire in the Teflon tubing. And then I doubled up on the amount of ferrite core that's there. So, you know, and I got rid of the piece of coax style Ballon, 4 one way, 4 the other, for that reason, and switched to this so that I could do stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it should hold. Everything is Teflon, standard off, or Lexan, this and that. My feeders are, you know, fatter. The first 12 feet of the antenna's fatter. If it's high voltage or high current, I mean, it was thought about.
Yeah. Well, that whole thing with the high current in the center of the antenna on 10 meters doesn't mean crap when you think about it, because you've got multiple current maxima going on there. But yeah, that's everything. That's the secret sauce right there.
Yeah, man, I learned that from a dude they call the Ape Man.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
Oh.
People started calling me that at NBC.
Well, wasn't your call like APE for a while?
Yeah, 20 years. But when Dave K3ZRF worked there, he used to call me the Ape Man. And other people were like, the Ape Man? You know, we didn't know what to call this guy.
No, that's chill. That's funny. And the Big Blue is a product of the Ape Man era.
Yes, it is. Let me think about that now, because it almost wasn't.
What do you mean?
Well, that's right around when I got rid of that call.
Ah, true. What do you think about that, Pete?
I assumed he had another call. I don't think he was issued W2VW. But I never thought to ask what his previous call was, because it's kind of almost irrelevant, unless I want to really delve into the history of W2's very weak station.
I have 4 previous call signs.
I only have one.
You had one of those KA3 somethings?
No. I was in 3-land here. We still had N's for technicians. N3 WUM. I hated it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's when they issued those. What is that, a 1x3 for both technicians and generals, right?
I think that, they were handing those out then, the 1x3s. And then eventually they ran out of those at some point when my wife got licensed. That's why she's a KB.
I've had 3 calls. I think I got issued KC2UBF when I passed my technician the first time. And then when I got my general class, I think I got my first vanity, which was K2FML, because I thought that was funny. Like, oh yeah, I'm out here on ham radio, FML, which is the internet slang for F my life. And it just sucked. It was a bad call. So I had it for like a month or 2, and then I got a cool W call that I kept till now. W2 BTK, man.
Wayne and I went and got our extras together, and when I got issued, they're like, "That's a pretty good call. And we're consecutive. Don't need a vanity for that." Especially Wayne got the better of the deal. He got the AA3RF, and I got the RE. But I'm not going to change it. It's a lot better than N3WUM. I hated that call from day one. Nobody ever understood what the hell I was saying.
Yeah, you're better off with what you have now. Well, George had his call sign for probably 40-something years, and he changed it, right, George?
Oh, no. It's a vanity call. My initials.
Oh, so you had another call before that?
Yep. About 3 of them. I started with K2PSK, Q. At my novice time, lapsed, then went into another call, and finally this. Actually, the other call was a WB2 something. And finally I got the vanity call because I got tired of the ones that were issued. I'm happy with this one. W2HJK.
Yeah, it's good. Nothing wrong with that call.
Short and sweet. I don't know about sweet, but anyway.
I always liked the 1x2 calls, or the 2x1s. I always thought, man, those are the elite guys. But I was considering getting one, but then I decided, nah, this one's too good, and there's not that many AA calls out there, so like, I'll keep it. The only problem is every once in a while, like on DXing and whatnot, they think I'm in, what is it, I don't know, Saudi Arabia or something. I forget what A3 is. They're like, what? A3? They think I'm DX. No, there's 2 A's in there.
Yeah, that happens. Some guys have fantastic signals.
You're not kidding. Let me tell you what, George. I've been decoding Saudi Arabia every night on 10 meters. I leave my station hooked up to my monobander, and the azimuth for Europe is pretty close to what Saudi Arabia is from here. And there's 2 or 3 guys that appear on there every night. One of them is always really weak. He's just above the noise floor. But the other 2 guys, I don't know what they're doing. But I'll tell you what, you can't pack it up and throw it in your trunk.
Yep, they're definitely not QRP.
A3, Tonga Island.
Of you 2 very weak.
W2BTK.
Double A3, Radio Energy.
It's like AMCO transmissions.
Beep, beep.
The band got way better. Everybody's bombing in here. On the live stream.
Yeah, even George made it up to S9 over here.
You shut that DSP crap off?
No, because it's taking out the static crashes. It's one of them Radio Shack audio DSP units. I think the thing works pretty decent for what it is.
Well, if you think it works well, it probably does.
Well, it's not crap, and it's better than nothing at all.
And boy, tonight is an example. A lot of static and weird clicking noises. At this anyway.
Yeah, I have a little Radio Shack DSP unit, audio DSP. It works fairly well. It softens up the noise, and you can narrow up the bandwidth if need be. It works. It knocks the static crashes out, softens them up real well.
So, I'd like to hear somebody using a loop, the kind of remote loop for receiver. I wonder how well that does on static.
Yeah, that was directed at me. You were at S9 a few minutes ago there, George, and then you dived down into my noise, so I don't know.
Well, S9, at least I'm readable.
He just told you were asinine.
Oh, now you're back up.
So Dave, one of the guys in the chat watching this stream here, N0MNY, he's a big 6-meter guy, you know what I'm saying? But he's been getting into ham and stuff, does a bunch of FT8, this and that, and he wants to come try to talk on 160 and stuff like that, but he doesn't really have any gas pedal. He a bunch of questions about certain like fed amps and stuff he's got for 6 meters that to me look like repurposed like modules, like the ones that came out of the TV stuff or something. Just looks like a big module, power module. But I don't know, he's giving it a shot just so he's out there in the chat. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Well, it depends on his capabilities, his background, and all that stuff. And if you're living out there, the hardest problem is coming up with other people that are going to run 60 and do this, because here, this is the most dense area for AM anywhere. So you might be better off working up on the other end of the HF spectrum on 10 meters for now, and just use his stuff that he's got, and just cut the antenna and make it work there and have some fun for now. And he could talk to us.
Hey, that's a good notion. Just use it on 10 meters instead of quote 6 meters unquote. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, he's waving to you from the chat room.
Roger, right on. Well, I'm waving my nappy arm. And before you go saying, how could I have a nappy arm because I'm a Caucasian, have you ever burnt all the hairs on your arm?
It smells.
In the 80s with a sister and lots of hairspray around.
That's how I launch my antennas, man. That's the propellant. I use hairspray and a barbecue igniter. That stuff is dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think the formula these days is the same as the 80s formula. That stuff could hold up a skyscraper in a tornado. Well, I don't think the stuff today is the same as the 80s.
Aquanet. That's what you got to use. I'm telling you, man. You spray that in your tube for 4 seconds, screw the cap on, you hit your barbecue igniter switch, that tennis ball, if you don't have anything hooked to the tennis ball, it's gone. You'll never see it again.
Jim uses a compressed air on his. He pumps it up to 100 pounds, and that little sabot of his went flying.
Yeah, well, is he using I think he's using a sprinkler valve, right?
Not exactly sure what his launch valve is. I just know we pumped it up to 105 pounds, and...
Yeah, that might work every bit as well as this. Well, I hope he's got some duct tape wrapped around the PVC, because the PVC can fail from that. You got to have some sticky tape or something so that if it blows, you won't get shards everywhere. It'll just go...
Oh, I didn't see any tape around his sabot, and it just pushes from behind. So it's like two end caps around a short piece of PVC, I guess, to make his little sabot.
Yeah, you got to tape that PVC, man. You got to put something around it, contain it if it fails. It's like having a scatter shield.
What could possibly fail? What could possibly fail with compressed air pushing it out the tube?
We'll have to get Mikey W3SLK on here. He'll explain it to you.
And then even if it does, it goes from being, a missile launcher into a shotgun. As long as you're not pointed at people, you'll be all right.
I'm talking about the actual barrel itself. If it fails, the PVC will blow out, and it sprays crap all over the place.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the sabot. No, I didn't really pay that much attention to his construction because I'm just not gonna. There was a time I would have probably made one, but I had so much success with my recurve bow, I don't need it.
They have high pressure PVC. I'm surprised people don't build it with that.
Yeah, if you use Schedule 80 PVC, that won't happen.
You want to make a bet?
Yeah, that just makes it heavy to carry around.
Schedule 80 PVC ain't that heavy. We use it all the time at work.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of, like, when you say Schedule, I'm thinking of, like, 4-inch or 5-inch Schedule 80 PVC. And that gets a little heavy.
Yeah, make it in all different sizes. The biggest we use is probably 4-inch or 6-inch, maybe 6-inch. It's not that heavy. It's only twice the width, or twice the wall of 40.
You guys use 5-inch, Billy?
Yeah, mostly for, like, underground and stuff. Whatever feeders coming in, this and that. You have the 5-inch run, and then it whittles down as it distributes out from whatever gear or central point.
Yeah. I guess all those electrician sizes are a whole different ball game.
Yeah, 5 inches. That's big conduit. But they also, like, if you have medium voltage or something going on, they like 5-inch for that.
I gotta get me some,
like 5-inch PVC and just put it around the feeder cable going to my amplifier here, just to say I did it.
Oh man, well, if I could grab you a piece and fit it in my car, I will.
That's all right, Billy. We got more things we got to work on.
Yeah, well, my antennas are, at least over here, are nice. Like the 6-meter antenna I got up kind of settled into like being just fine. Remember how hard, like how much effing with that thing I had to do, taking it down and changing it, taking it down and changing it. It would drift around. It kind of just settled, and it's usable.
Maybe you welded it together. W2 very weak.
That is probably what happened.
AA3RE. Yeah, RF welding. There you go. In place.
W2BTK.
K3XU.
Hello, Chuck.
Hello,
Good
Chuck.
evening.
hey Chuck,
Yeah?
You ever play with one of those rope saws that looks like a chainsaw, but it's got a cutting on both sides of it? You know, you throw it up around a tree with some rope and you cut off your limbs from the ground.
I bought one of those. I didn't have much success with it. It would get stuck from the sap.
You were cutting pine then.
No, it was an oak tree.
You got sap in your oak tree?
Well, I was cutting. I got about a quarter of the way through, and it just got harder and harder to pull on the rope.
You got some funk going on there, like you're running out of headroom, or the drive is up too high, or something ain't right there.
Let me restart this thing.
I've seen those things you're talking about. It's basically a chainsaw chain that's open on either end with ropes and handles on either side, and you throw it over a limb and you yank back and forth and cut off a limb. I always wondered how successful or not you would be with one of those things.
Yeah, I'm in the asking stage because I want to know. Without spending any money, I was like, why don't I just take an old chainsaw chain, sharpen it a little, and do it. Of course, it'll only work in one direction, and it'll only work when flipped over the right way. But I may still do that. I don't know.
How high up is the limb?
I thought of the same thing. Yeah, taking an old chain, sharpen it up, cut it in half, and make my own, and be aware that, yeah, you can cut in one direction. But, you know, most saws only cut in one direction anyway. Hacksaws, wood saws, they only cut in one direction anyhow.
Yeah, I guess the limb is up maybe 55, 60 feet. Way too high to use the normal stuff that you would use.
I have wood saw blades that fit on the end of a hot stick.
Yeah, I think I tried doing that years ago with, what do I have? I think I have a bone material that I'm using on 10 meters right now. And it was horrible, Chuck. It was really horrible. I put a cross-cut saw, I duct taped it. It's like a 2.5-inch aluminum pipe. And it was just, forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to do it like the pole saw way. Once it gets to be too long and too far away from you, it gets to be a little unwieldy.
Yeah, I was a lot stronger back then than I am now. And I had a hard time with it then. It was very frustrating.
I have this attachment arm, or whatever you want to call it, that goes on the end of my weed whacker. You take the weed whacker off and then split the shaft in half and put the whole shaft on. And it's got a, small chainsaw on the end of it. And it's like, how long is that thing? It's probably 10 feet or so, 10 or 12 feet long. And man, holding that thing up in the air, you gotta like wing it up there, lean it against the branch, and then fire up. It's like, gets to be so heavy at that, that distance away. So it's a little unwieldy, but once you get it up there on the branch and do your thing, it's all right. But then, you know, it's heavy and unwieldy, but it works. But yeah, I'm not as strong as I once was either. But I only use that thing when I gotta.
Maybe better professionally done, I think.
Yeah, I have one of those also, Pete. It's a 4-stroke weed whacker, and I have 2 sections that give me like 12 foot.
Yeah, mine's a 2-stroker. I have 4-stroke weed whackers, but that particular one is a 2-stroker that my neighbor gave me, and it does all right. Like I got this, I don't know what kind of plant it is. The wife and I have called it the tree bush for 20 years, and it's never been trimmed, and it's like a bush, but it's as tall as a small tree, and it's like getting really unwieldy and growing weird all over the place. And she's like, "Can you trim that thing?" I'm like, "All right, well, I got this chainsaw thing." Man, my arms were tired by the time I got trimming that tree bush down to size.
So, Dave, I sent you a picture of my air cannon.
Well, I'll have to check it out, Chuck. I don't have my phone on me here. I will check that out. Somehow, I think we talked about that. Well, maybe.
Yeah, the tank is metal, and I put a 2-inch PVC barrel on it and made the flechette out of a couple of end caps and a little piece of PVC.
Yeah, what are you in for? I was trying to launch my ham radio antenna.
Well, I don't know about other states, but I know in Pennsylvania, it is not illegal to manufacture your own firearms.
I heard it's only illegal if you shoot more than once. If you're trying to blow away a critter.
Oh, no, the law comes involved when you go to sell. Then there's something involved. Or if you manufacture, you can only make X number per year or something. And you can also make your own silencers. It's not illegal. But you cannot sell them. But you can make your own silencers. Firearms you can make up to X number a year, and you can sell them, but only so many.
Tax stamp, though?
Not if you keep it under whatever the X number is, like 4 a year, 5 a year, something like that. No, you don't need a tax stamp. For the silencer, you do not need a tax stamp to manufacture your own silencer, but you cannot sell it. That's where the trouble begins.
So you give it to someone.
Did they change the law on that or something? I thought you needed a tax stamp even to buy one and to build one.
No, to buy one you do, not to build one you don't.
Well, that was a rabbit hole I went down a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, I know someone who manufactured a few of their own silencers and played with them at the range, and may even still have a couple. You know, when you got your own milling machine and lathe, sometimes these ideas just pop into your head. But then after you can...
Hey guys, I gotta run.
All right, Billy. Well, it's nice talking to you today on 10 and here, and have a good week.
Yeah, man, you too. Been fun. 10 was really fun. And I'll run the live stream for another couple minutes here, and then I'm gonna cut it. So see y'all later. W2BTK73. And hey, Chuck. And see you, Chuck. It always happens like this, doesn't it? One of these days, I'll have more time. See you guys.
Good night, Billy. Thanks for the audio gate.
Yeah, Pete, I found the perfect recipe is 7K baffles with a about 1.5 inch blast chamber.
I tried a couple of different things. I made a bunch of like these discs that you screw together, and I was using Maglite shells, so I was trying to save some manufacturing time and costs and pain in the butt. So I was using the big D-cell Maglite, cell, the bodies, and I was trying different things of building to put inside, and I was just doing it for my 22. just to see if I could make it work. And the actual best thing that I actually came up with was just a perforated tube inside the Maglite shell and stuff it with steel wool.
Well, speaking of well, 8 o'clock. I got it before, so I'm falling apart. May I say good night?
Yes, George.
Are you asking our permission?
Hell yeah. Anyway, thanks. I enjoyed all your company on AM. In fact, thank you, all of you, for making my evening an AM evening. Let me get my butt out of here. 4 o'clock is too early for me. Whiskey 2, Hotel Japan Kilo. Thank you all.
All right, George. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you again soon here on 160 AM. W2HJK. I'm never going to get used to that. From W2 very weak. Good night.
Good night, Dave. Thanks. And I'll probably catch you guys on Wednesday. Good night, all. 7-3.
Good night, George. Nice to make your acquaintance. Hope to hear from you again. W2HJK from AA3RE.
Thank you, Pete. Ditto. Bye.